Good afternoon. As we are heading into this Halloween season, we're going to be cooking up some witches beef stew today. We're going to start off just by adding a little olive oil to our Dutch oven. I have a Vidalia onion here that we're just going to cut up into some pretty large chunks and just add that straight in with the olive oil. All right, so to the olive oil and onion mixture, I'm going to add in 1 pound of ground hot sausage. I'm using venison, but you can use whatever works for you. And then 1 pound of ground hamburger. And again, I'm using venison burger because that's what I have, but you can use whatever you want. You can also substitute this with steak if you prefer. This meat is cooking. I'm going to go ahead and add in my herbs. So these are herbs fresh out of my garden, and we're going to add in a little rosemary, a little marjoram, some basil, a little oregano, some thyme, and of course, what would any witchy recipe be without a little sage? Of course, this is cooking sage. This aroma is quite amazing. I'm just going to remove the skins off of some fresh garlic. Remember to save your skin so that you can make you some fresh garlic powder. We're just going to take a couple cloves of garlic here. I love garlic, so if it calls for 2, I normally use 4. If it calls for 4, I normally use 6. You do whatever works for you. And you can use a garlic press if you want. I just actually like mine. Just cut the tip off and then just take your knife and just squish it flat. And then the peel just comes right off. Then you've got a whole piece of garlic you can cut up without any waste. So try that and see if you like it. Take your whole pieces of garlic and you just cut them up into fine chunks or to thick chunks, whatever it is that you prefer. There really is no wrong here, except for not using it. I'm using 3 cloves of garlic, and I just cut them up myself. And look how much more garlic you get than if you use a press. So you're gonna just put that right into your stew, and we're gonna let that simmer for about a minute until it's super fragrant. So this is something I normally don't do, but kind of in a pinch today, so using it, I am using Campbell's pre-made. I did get the organic blend of the French one of French onion, and then one of their condensed tomato. We're gonna add that in and just stir that up. I'm not gonna do this every time, just this one. Now we're gonna add in 4 cups of beef broth. Just give that a stir. Smells so good. All right, it's time to get these veggies cooking in here so they can be nice and soft by the time it's ready to serve. So I've got 4 whole carrots here. Just gonna cut up into some pretty thick chunks. I like my soup chunky. Some people don't, so you just do whatever works for you. We're just gonna add that into the pot. Cut up the celery the same way. I'm using 3 pretty large celery stalks and just cut those up into like a 1/4 inch pieces. Again, I like mine chunky. You do you. And let's just add that into the pot. And of course, give it a stir. This recipe calls for leeks, so either you do or don't like leeks, but if you don't like them, give them a try in a recipe because they really bring out a tremendous amount of flavor. So just cut those up, same thing, into chunks. I do these a little smaller than the carrots and celery because some people just don't like leeks. But again, the flavor is phenomenal. Leeks into the pot with everything else. And oh, left it in there, of course. Let's give it another stir. It's looking amazing. Vegetables we're gonna put in are small gold potatoes. And I usually cut those just in half. Those are nice bite size. If you want to, you can cut them in 1/4 to make them even smaller. It depends really on the amount of people that you're serving. Get those all cut up and add those right into the stew. And of course, give it another stir. Each time you stir, envision yourself just stirring in goodness, nourishing the mind, body, and spirit. And we're gonna add in 1 can of organic tomato sauce. Or if you have your own tomato sauce, that's even better. Some salt and pepper here, a pretty good amount because those potatoes will absorb so much. And we're gonna put the lid on and let this simmer for about 3 hours. So the very last step here is to add in about 25 mushrooms. I've just got these cut up. If you want to, you can actually carve in little faces on the mushrooms, and when you cook them, they'll actually look like jack-o'-lanterns. We're just gonna put that in, and of course, give it a stir. And of course, what would any recipe be without a little magic?